Welcome to the 9th episode of The Daily Mario. I'm Jeremy Parrish for US Gamer. Last time we looked at a work in progress, a level I was designing but hadn't finished. After posting that, I opened the floor to community suggestions to get ideas from people about how to make this level in development into something that wasn't just potentially good, but actually good. And there were some pretty good suggestions that I implemented, and it turns out that they worked. So let's have a look and see how that half-complete level from a few days ago has turned into a finished level that I think holds up pretty well. The big problem, of course, was that the big fight with Bowser at the beginning was super tedious, and I pinned that down to a few points. One, it took more damage to defeat Bowser than was really fun to do. So I took a few suggestions and tried doubling the size of the enemies. I replaced Koopas with Buzzy Beetles and used a super mushroom on them to make them big. So there's a dispenser that spits out giant Buzzy Beetles, and they do twice as much damage to Bowser, so the battle takes half as long. I also shortened the length of the run-up to the battle with Bowser, so the Buzzy Beetles are dropping really close, so there's less running back and forth to find the beetles and kick the shells at Bowser. This also makes the combat area much denser, so that you are kind of evading the beetles while kicking them and having to dodge Bowser's fireballs. So it's a short but kind of tense and active battle. You can see he goes down pretty quickly now, and it makes the whole thing a lot more entertaining. The one sort of flaw is that if you let one of those Buzzy Beetles slip past, then it takes a little while to let it kind of advance into the final chamber, but, you know, minor problem. Anyway, you take the vine up there now. There are a few flying small Buzzy Beetles that drift past. Those are actually a clue for the observant player. But otherwise, the layout of the stage is pretty much the same. You drop down, you can run to the side. As you see, it's all, you know, there's still the dry bones, the bridge with the potobos. This has been slightly rearranged. There's another drifting Buzzy Beetle. I wonder what that's about. This little area, again, the same as before. And when you drop into here, this pipe, you go to this little door area, which again is very short. But if you were paying attention, you might have noticed a Buzzy Beetle drifting past at the bottom. Again, that's a clue. The Buzzy Beetles are now hints to shortcuts and secrets. Reposition that pipe just a little bit. Again, more Buzzy Beetles. Actually, they're kind of a distraction here rather than a hint, but never mind that. Still needs a little fine-tuning. And that's the level. Again, it's not very difficult once you beat Bowser because there are no checkpoints. I don't want to make it too much of a burden, but the battle with Bowser is much quicker now, and it takes a little bit of skill and expertise, but it's not too difficult, I think. Anyway, so I tried really hard to throw a lot of extras and secrets into the stage, kind of open up the possibilities. You can fight Bowser the normal way, but again, I included this little hidden area over here that you have to reach by getting a turtle shell. There's still a Starman over here, so you can become invincible and run past Bowser, but now it's a little more, I think, fairly presented. Before it was just two invisible blocks, and now there's one invisible block, and its presence is hinted at by the sort of expectation of symmetry. The area that it's over top of is symmetrical, and there are symmetrical coins, but there's only one question block. So that kind of sense of something's not right hopefully will drive people to say, hey, what's over there? Is there something in this empty space? Kind of operating on instinct. Like I mentioned before, when you come to this little alcove, there is a Buzzy Beetle drifting past below. And if you hop on that, instead of just ignoring it, then it turns out there's a little secret area over here. And you can get some coins and a 1-up mushroom by hitting the little blocks in this hidden area. And then you drop down below, that takes you back to the pipe. So you have to backtrack just a little bit, but I feel like it's worth it for the bonus. And finally, one last little secret, actually two. One of them, at the moment, is the only one that works, though. So you can get the power up here as usual, And if you, instead of going right, go left, you can get up on top of that perch, and you find the right spot to hit. There's an invisible fire flower, and instead of having to use the Buzzy Beetle shells to fight Bowser, you can just take him on directly with fireballs. And then finally, the last secret that I'm still trying to work out the logistics of. I'm trying to include a shortcut so you can skip directly from this area to the end of the stage, not have to fight Bowser, not have to go through the post-Bowser areas. If you hop up on the turtles and over onto the symmetrical area, if you notice, you can see Buzzy Beetles flying past. Like I said, those are a hint. There's a whole armada of Buzzy Beetles here drifting past, and you can use those, ideally, and in theory, as a stepping stone to get to the goal at the end of the stage. At the moment, it's not working quite right. I still need to reposition them. The way they spawn and move is kind of based on your location, so they need to be a little closer together in order for this to work. But I think the idea is sound. Basically, there's like 4 or 5 different ways to get through this stage. So it might seem like a chore to fight Bowser at first, but that's not the only way you have to necessarily get through the level. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed seeing this kind of glimpse into a work in progress, and an example of how crowdsourcing and the wisdom of the masses can help make for a better game level. So thanks to everyone who offered their feedback last time, and I'll keep working on this stage to perfect it and hopefully be able to recreate it for the final retail version of the game. So anyone who wants to play it will be able to play it. Anyway, this is the next to last episode of the Daily Mario. I'll be posting one more episode this week before the game comes out. You can look forward to the review of the game Wednesday, I believe. Should be soon, next few days. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for one more episode.